money talk. Say the love of money is the root of all evil. Money talk, money talk. It's the money they love. Yo, cause them get caught up in the right thing. The wealth and the fame enticing. Come on, don't wanna do the right thing. The love of money blind them. Them a get caught up in the right thing. Wealth and fame enticing. Come on, don't wanna do the right thing. The love of money define them. Father God, keep us please from them religious schemes and them pretentious deeds with them infectious seeds. Keep us please from them religious schemes and them pretentious deeds with them infectious seeds. Money they love, money they crave. Love they have for money, make them turn into a slave. Money they want, that is the aim. Love they have for money, go drive them insane. It's money talk. If you see you got your money.
Yes. Good afternoon. How you doing, my brother?
I am excited. Tired too, but you know, I just want to say good afternoon to all the listeners. You know,
Yes.
I kind of nervous too.
Nervous, man?
Yeah, like I know that song's weird, right?
I wanna our guest.
Yeah, that's why I'm nervous. Yeah,
A young professional we have on this
yeah,
afternoon.
she makes me nervous.
Yeah, definitely.
But blessed good afternoon to all the listeners of Hope 103.1 FM. And this is the Money Talk.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Another episode of the Money Talk.
Cindy, take it away.
Well, yes, as DJ Sabi said, good afternoon to all our loyal listeners. It is yet another episode of the Money Talk. I believe this is episode 35. And today we are joined by Miss, she said just call her Chriselle. So we are joined by Chriselle yet another Tuesday. She was on last week, and wow, what to say, an information-filled session it was. And today it promises to be just that, right? And last week we started to look at developing your business idea. And for those of you that was unable to view it live, we encourage you to go back to our YouTube page and look for that session that we carried out last week, where we talked about developing your business idea, why you're getting into business, how to go about doing it, right? So just feel free to go back. But today we're going to be continuing the discussion, and today we're going to be looking at your business plan. So you have your idea, you know the type of individual you are, so you understand that yes, you're an entrepreneur by heart, by passion, right? And you've done the groundwork as it relates to the business idea. So now you're coming up to the business plan phase. So you see, we're taking it in steps. And today, Chriselle, I'm trying to keep it so professional, eh? Today, Chriselle is going to walk us through what we need to include in that business plan.
SMB, you can make it a little more like Chrissy is going to walk us through.
Chrissy.
Yeah.
Hey, well, just so she get that radio name in.
You know, and I wouldn't want to add Miss Chrissy with it because I think that exists already. So just Chrissy.
Yeah, just Chrissy.
Yeah, just Chrissy. Yeah. How she cool with that?
I'm fine with that. That's fine.
All right, good. So Chrissy, how was your day today?
It was a good day.
Yeah.
Yes.
As always?
Some days are better than others, but all days are good days, no?
Okay. Wonderful. Not a stressful day. That's good.
No, not today.
All right. So today I'm here to learn. And the thing about learning is that you ask a lot of questions when you're learning.
True.
So she opened her eyes a bit big when I said that.
Yes, because I'm concerned that I may not be able to answer your question. But I will try do so to the best of my ability.
Nervous, but now it's like...
You're making me nervous.
All right. So you want to kick it off immediately?
I'm ready when you are.
Yeah. So, Crystal, I have my business idea. I did my groundwork. I want now to get to the next level, and I want to develop my business plan. What really is a business plan? I hear people telling me I need to have a business plan, but I thought I could just have the idea, I do my groundwork, and I go in the bank and get some money.
Yeah, but you do need the business plan.
So why do I need a plan?
Okay, so let's answer your first question first. What is a business plan?
Okay.
So a business plan is a document. Okay. And it defines your business goals, your objectives, the plans, how you're going to achieve those goals and objectives. I like to say, simply put, a business plan is a map. So it is a road map for your business. So when you look at a map, there are points on the map. There are roads on the map. You follow those roads, it leads you to where it is you want to go, your destination. So when when you think of a business plan, think of it like that. It outlines a destination. Your destination, most people will be profit. So it outlines how it is that you're going to get there. And that basically is what a business plan is. Okay. Some business plans are more detailed than others. There's a fancy words for the not so detailed one called lean business plan. Because some businesses are going to be simpler than others, a little bit more straightforward, a little bit more popular. Some are going to be cutting edge, probably quite innovative, probably technological that you're not used to. So depending on what your business is, you may need a more detailed plan than others. So your business plan, maybe 6, 12, 15 pages. And others, maybe 25, 100, 85 pages long. I like to use the example of a hairdresser, let's say. When you think of a hairdresser, the business, it's already formulated in your mind. You know what hairdressers do, don't you?
Yeah.
Most people do. So if you're thinking of starting a hair salon, then your business plan may not be as lengthy or in-depth as somebody who's going into a brand new business, let us say recycling. Yes, so somebody who's going to recycling, it's new, we do not have it here. If you're going into the bank for financing, if you're looking for an investor, you need to outline exactly how it is you're going to make that work. And that is your roadmap. Okay. So basically, this is what a business plan is.
So what I'm understanding is, it is not just a piece of document that I prepare
and put it down and let it make dust. No.
It's
you should be reviewing. You should be, maybe not every single week, but probably every quarter or every year. You want to go back, you want to look. Okay. And mind you, a business plan could change. Certain aspects of a business plan could change. There may be a lot of reasons for that. Maybe your business grew faster than you wanted it to. Okay. So now you need to make changes. Yes. We kind of get ahead of ourselves, but one of the things that you would include in a business plan is your organizational chart. Who are the people that's going to be employed in your business? Who's your management? What areas or what vacancies are you going to have? So you're going to put that in the business plan. However, that organizational chart may just be good for 6 months or a year. So 1 year after that, you probably need to add somebody else because there is suddenly a need for that. So now you're seeing that the business plan in itself, it's changing. Yes? Maybe it's a situation where something happened, let's use COVID, and you realize that, there is need to diversify. Or maybe I don't need this product anymore. So you know what happens to your business plan? It changes. You have to change so it's not a document that you write, you give to your investor, you start the business, then you forget all about the plan. Remember, it is your guide. It is your roadmap. if you're going on a road trip and you suddenly decide, oh, I don't need the map, you get lost.
You get lost, yeah.
Yes?
Yeah.
And the same idea exists with your plan. You do not want to get lost. You do not want to lose your way. You do not want to suddenly say that, okay, you were making cane juice and suddenly you're no longer doing cane juice and you're doing coconut water because you've lost your way. You understand? I actually don't know how you go from cane juice to coconut water, but if you're not using your business plan, that's what's gonna happen.
Yeah, well, you probably see people doing coconut water and you think it to be more lucrative, so you jump on the bandwagon.
Probably, yeah. So you need that roadmap, which is your business plan. So it is a document that defines your business's goals, objectives, how it is that you're going to achieve those.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
And your second question was, why is it important?
Yeah.
And I'm sure there are tons of reasons as to what is the importance of a business plan, but I have 5.
Okay.
So we're going to run through that 5. So the first one is, it helps you to better understand the broader landscape. Last week, we spoke about developing your business idea. How many businesses are out there like yours? Yes, if it is you're going to perform in that same market, when you do your business plan, you are forced to answer certain questions. Because the business plan is designed for that to happen, there are particular things that you must include. So you must do your research. You must have those answers. You must know at the end of the day how many barbecue stands are there in the Springs area, for example. So it helps you to understand the broader landscape. It helps you, so that was number 1.
Okay.
It helps you to identify your strengths and your weaknesses. Again, you are forced to consider things that you have not considered before. When you're doing your business plan, at some point, you'll be expected to do what is called a SWOT analysis. The SWOT analysis is an acronym, SWOT, strengths, the strengths of your business, W, weaknesses, O, opportunities, and T, threats. So you'll have to sit.
So why is that so important?
So you'll have to sit and answer these questions. What is the strength? So your strength may be that I'm doing barbecue and I'm using cinnamon barbecue sauce. Nobody else is using cinnamon barbecue sauce. So that's a strength because it's a differentiation. Yeah. And then you would sit and you would think about all the things about your business that gives you the upper hand, so to speak. W, your weaknesses. You need to look at that. You may say, though I'm using cinnamon barbecue sauce, maybe most people don't like cinnamon.
Don't like it, yeah.
Your opportunities. What it is out there that you can capitalize on. So probably there's a market that is not being served. That is an opportunity for you. Right? And then you look at all the opportunities that exist. Your threats. What is it that is stopping you, or what is an obstacle in your way from capitalizing on those opportunities? Or even making your weaknesses strengths and making your strengths stronger. It's important because even when you have done that, you might realize that your business not making any sense.
Yeah, I was just going to ask that.
Right, because Savvy asked why it is important, right? Because you probably might realize that your business has more weaknesses than it has strengths.
In such a case, what do you do?
Well, you might want to put aside that business idea altogether. Or you might want to find differentiating factors
from your competitors.
So you go back to the drawing board and
there are some weaknesses that you can overcome. For example, finance. Financing, it's more than likely always a weakness, especially if it is that you are getting into a very capital intensive project. So maybe one of those, that would be a weakness, but there are banks, there are investors. So that can help you to decide, okay, maybe that could actually work out in my favor if I get investors on board, right? Your threats may be plentiful, but you might realize, even though this is a threat, if I do that, it's going to disappear. Yeah. So maybe sometimes it really is putting away the business idea altogether, but maybe sometimes you simply need to determine, how do I fix these problems if they are within your realm of fixing. Yeah. So that was number 2, identifying your strengths and your weaknesses. Your business plan would, number 3, get you buy-in from investors. And when I speak of investors here, I'm speaking about basically all stakeholders. The bank or the credit union, if you're going to go that route. The investor, shareholders, yes. If your business is understood and seen as viable, you're going to get buy-in. Your business plan is going to do that. It's as simple and easy as that. Your business plan needs to be clear.
And especially if it is that finance was a weakness.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you're saying here in Grenada, if I come up with an excellent idea, but I'm lacking in the funds, I don't have at all, but my idea is excellent, and with the access of money, it can make a difference. I can just get my perfect business plan and just go to the bank. I mean, everything accounted for. I see my strengths. The whole SWOT analysis is completed and it's looking good still. The weakness are trivial compared to the strength. And I present that to God, who's a banker. Would I be getting some money?
The banker want to answer?
Well,
because my answer would be, and probably the banker can correct me if I'm wrong, but a very good written business plan does not make a viable business.
Okay.
The banker will finance your business if your business is viable.
Yeah. And just to add with that, when you come into the bank, there are terms and conditions.
You have to meet the
that
terms
you
and
have
conditions.
to meet.
Yes, but he did say everything is proper, so I presume that was there. But I repeat again, a very well written, detailed business plan does not a viable business make. So your business needs to be viable, because you could have a very good business plan, but the business itself is not viable. The financial institution, your investors, your shareholders, stockholders, however you want to call them, they're not going to buy into a business that's not viable. And viable here means that it is or has the potential to be profitable. If it is, I'm going to buy into a business, especially as an investor, I would want to know that at the end of the year, I am getting my profit sharing, correct? There is no profit sharing without profits. A business that isn't viable can't make profits. And I would think that the bank would not want to finance a business that's not profitable either. How then do you pay back your loan?
True. And just to add, Sabi, I've come across excellently written business plans for small shops and so on. And you know definitely that in working. Right? But the business plan is on point. They have all their SWOT, everything that you need to include in the business plan. It's there. But you know this business just not going to generate a profit.
Okay, I see Trevor Thompson has a question. He's saying that many people are afraid to share their plans with financial institutions because of the risk of plagiarism. What policies does these institutions have to protect the plan owner? Are we speaking about banking at the moment?
Well, I believe he is asking a financial question, so I probably could take that. Right?
Well, he's still talking about your plan.
Yeah,
your
business plan.
Your business plan. So I mean,
I know most financial institutions they sign a secrecy and confidential act or agreement. All right. So any information that an officer comes in contact with, supposed to remain strictly confidential. So if it is that you are dealing with a loans officer and you bring in your business plan, the information is supposed to only be shared with persons who needs to know. So that might be a supervisor or a manager.
But what I'm getting from Trevor's question is that the people who are party to the plan is the ones that are basically. Yeah, that's what I'm getting. So the loan officer, for example, would be the one that's plagiarizing the business plan. What I can say is that plagiarism is a crime. So if you are guilty of that, then lawfully and even institutionally, there are things that could be done. Yes, there are consequences.
So you will have to have enough evidence to show that is the case.
Truly, yes.
Yeah.
But I'm not making excuses or being biased or anything. But no, two people could have the same idea.
Yeah.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah.
Some ideas are simple, and sometimes it takes just a simple touch, just a change of two words, like the devil did with Adam and Eve, so you can have a difference, and on that, and that
True.
one difference, but the same person, the other person who the originator of the idea can still feel.
True.
Especially based on the channel, the plan, whoever it was presented to, and the channel which it came from. I mean, but we don't want to stray. We want to go back to what should
You
be
see,
in
that's
the
why I
business
asked.
plan.
I know we're speaking about business plan, but when he spoke about the policies and the institutions, it kind of got me like, That's why, as the banker, we're speaking about the institution part of it. So we are moving on to the next important point here as to why a business plan is important. It sets and communicates your objective, your goals, your benchmark. And that's not just for you, like I said before, as the business owner, but it's also for your investors. It's important that, again, they understand what you're bringing to the table. What am I investing my money in? What will I get from it? How will you go about ensuring that I get my piece of the pie or my return on investment? Your business plan should do that.
What I could add with what you just said is depends on the nature of the business you're involved in. There may be regulatory bodies that may need to know what you plan to do just the same. So having that plan, depending on the nature of the business that you're in, it's very important.
Yes, agreed. And our final reason why it is important, your business plan, that is to prove the viability of the business. So we spoke about what the meaning of viability is earlier. So your business plan will outline everything, including financial projections. So the financial projections should have a say in the viability of the business. You should be able to say, this is how much I'm going to sell my product or service for. This is how much I'm going to make at the end of each month. This is how much I'm going to make at the end of year 1, year 2, year 3, year 5.
And it should be very realistic.
Realistic, yes. Realistically, it is said that 3 out of 5 businesses do not make a profit in the first 3 or so years.
Yeah.
Some will get close, some will be very far away, some will break even, but it's quite unlikely that they're going to make 100% profit in your first or second year of your business.
Why do you believe that, though?
Why? Who believes what?
I'm just asking you. If you believe that, right?
It has been.
It has been said, but I'm asking if you believe that.
Yes.
Okay. But if you believe that, then why do you believe that?
Because the numbers show it. When you look at the output, how much you put out for the business. Yes. Remember, your business. A business has stages, 5 stages, right? So the first one will be the introduction. And your introduction phase or stage could be a year, 6 months, 5 years even, before the business starts to grow. So the growth stage would be the second phase, right? You start really earning when your business starts to grow, when it's in the growth stage. You will earn in your introductory stage, but there is so much little teething problems and settling down that you need to do that you find the money going back into the business as opposed to in a bank account. You understand? Because you may need your machinery and this, all these things. And remember, you need to not only have those, but maybe pay back the bank for them.
Yeah.
So it's going to take you a little while before you can actually settle and see things coming in. And when I say things, I mean finances, so that you can say, yes, I have a profitable business or I'm making a profit.
So you see, Chrissy, it's important that people know that. Not just we tell them, but why is important. See, my questions are a lot of why.
That's fine.
Yeah,
that's
because,
fine.
They often say who, why, what, where, how. Some
5 W's and an H,
and
correct.
Right. So
right.
So these are someone listening wouldn't give themselves false hope or give up too quick.
Right.
Within that period of time.
And this is another reason why we plead with small business owners that you keep your financial records. Mr. Saint Bernard God could say it. Yes, it is key that you keep your financials, because you may think that your business is profitable.
Money, yeah.
And the only reason why you believe that would be something along the line of, well, I always have money. And yes, you always have money because you're dealing with cash. Who doesn't have money when they're dealing with cash? I always have money because I'm dealing with cash. But I know I'm broke.
Yeah. And that fools a lot of small business persons. I can speak for small business persons because that's who I interact with a lot of the time, and they think that this money they have in their hand, they could spend it on non-business related expenses.
Yeah.
And before you turn around, they coming back is like, whoa, out of stock, out of cash to buy stock.
I think the trail comes in when most persons see, like, what boy? I said out all the stock, or this month real people patronize my service.
Yeah, make a
so
10 grand.
Pocket full, and they never saw that money before, so they get all excited, and they they just decide to act foolish, and it comes back to bite them later on, because not every day rain is going to fall when you're in business, and you need to put that in your plan as, what if rain is not falling today? How would your plans continue to grow? Yeah. Something has had in my mind, but it slipped me, so maybe it'll come back.
It'll come back. So basically that was what is a business plan and why it is important.
Okay.
So now we move on to the actual topic of the day. What should be included in your business plan? So the first thing would be your executive summary. The executive summary, I like to think of it as the trailer to a movie or the back page of a book. When you read the back page of a book or you watch the trailer for a movie, well, if the trailer is a really bad trailer, that is, you don't need to watch the movie anymore because you've already seen it all. Have you ever felt that way, Sabi?
Yeah, looking at the trailer.
Okay, like, I just watched that trailer, so I've seen the entire movie. This is what your executive summary of your business plan should be. Some people, some of your investors, they're going to be busy maybe when you first approach them. So if you're going to pitch the idea to them, you want to use your executive summary. You tell them all the necessary information they need to know in order to make their decision. This should be the very first thing in your plan, except it should be the last thing written. Because if I don't think they make the trailer first and then make the movie, guy.
Well,
I
no.
think the trailer would be pieces
Of the
from the
actual-
movie
yeah.
put together.
Yeah.
And that's what you want from your executive summary. The main points, everything that's going to grab the attention of your investor, to have them make that decision to say, yes, I'm going to go into business with Garth. I love this idea. Look, he's making this amount in a year. I'm going to be getting profit sharing of this amount. These are his products and services. That is your executive summary. It's what is going to grab the attention of your investor.
But to add with that, sometimes you don't. Maybe you may have an idea, because I remember when I started my business, it was me and Gat. Remember Gat, when we sat at your home and we wrote a summary, just a summary, because sometimes you don't have it all plain in your head. You know, some depends on the business you want to go in. You may just need to jump in a bit and gain some experience. And there are many businesses or persons in business like that currently in Grenada. So you are doing something, it's working, you're making money, but you don't have a business plan. And sometimes maybe you just don't know, like I didn't know. And years gone by and you realize, or some persons listening maybe like realizing as we're having this conversation that there is a need for it. Yeah? So that executive summary is very important, as Chrissy was saying, and it helps you to think a little more deeper, yeah? Or to summarize your thought rather as to what you really want to do. But you still have to do some thinking.
And Sabi, there is nothing wrong with writing your business plan after you've started your business. Huh? I mean, if it is you're going to write the plan first, then fine. Some people take 6 months to write a plan. Some people take a year, because there are so many things to consider. And again, that would be based on the size of your business, right? Because remember, we spoke about the detailed versus the lean plan in the beginning. So some people may have started off with a side hustle, or maybe it was an emergency when they started off their business, which was one of the things we spoke about last week as to why. How do you become an entrepreneur? Maybe there was a need. COVID. You've seen a lot of businesses that was started then. Maybe you lost your job and you needed I don't know, you needed some stepping stone, something. So that's how you started your business. But it doesn't mean that 6 months down the road you can't decide, okay, let me do my business plan. So if you haven't done one as yet, if you're in business now and you haven't done one as yet, start tonight.
It's not too late.
It's not too late at all, right? So that was your executive summary. That's the first thing that you want to put. It should be the last thing that you write. Okay? And it's going to be some little snippets of every part of your business plan.
Okay, sounds good.
Executive summary, right? The second thing that you're going to put in is your business overview or your company overview, whichever words it is that you want to use. So that should give a description of the business. It should speak about your vision. Your vision should be clear. Your vision is the ultimate destination of your business, your ultimate goal. Your goal, not gold, right? It should have your mission. Your mission is how it is that you're going to achieve your vision. Your core values. Yes? What does your business stand for? If it is that your business is already functional, like we were just speaking about, then you include the history. You started when? How many partners? Is it a sole trader? Is it a company? Yes? Is it a limited liability business? Add some information there. So again, your investor can get an appreciation for your business. What is your tagline if you have a tagline? What's your revenue model? How are you making money? Are you making money through subscription? So for example, Netflix use a subscription model. You pay them every month, right? Are you using direct sales? You just buy, you get your money. Yes. Is it rental? So what's your business model, right? And we spoke about what type of business it is. So your business overview or your company overview would then follow your executive summary.
Sounds good.
Sabi?
Yeah, how it's you working on the background still.
I'm seeing that. I'm seeing things coming up.
Yeah.
Right.
But I also want to let the folks listening or watching or viewing know that if you have a question and you would like us to attempt to answer it, you can call us. Landline number is 231-1031 or 403-1031. You can call us on WhatsApp. We're taking calls. We ain't reading messages. Chrissy want to talk to you, so all right, Chrissy.
I don't know why you and God do that to me on air.
Chrissy.
God want to speak with you.
Good evening, Pearl.
Good evening, Pearl.
And good evening, Andre. All right. So we're moving on to the next part.
Yeah.
Which is your product overview. Yes. And I know I say product, but somebody may think, oh, but I'm not offering a product, I'm offering a service. Well, your product could be tangible, a product. It can be a service, or it can be an experience. Yes?
An experience.
An experience. Tourism.
Okay.
So maybe the taxi driver may be giving you a tour. That is an experience. Yeah. As much as he is providing you a service, you are getting an experience from him, right? So your product can be an actual product that you can touch, that you can feel, or it can be a service, or it can be an experience. Maybe we can even say photography might be an experience. Yeah? So in your business plan, you need to say what those things are. Do you have more than one? So you tell us, I am selling barbecue. I don't know why I like to use barbecue.
You like to use barbecue and hairdresser.
Barbecue and hairdresser. Just so
last week I'm kicking on she because
I'm always using barbecue.
It's relatable.
Okay.
Yes.
You want to use chicken and chips? Fine.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Let's say that I'm doing chicken and chips, right? So I'm doing chicken and chips. Maybe you want to say, is it some kind of special chicken and chips or is it normal? Do you have 4 different types of chicken? Do you have a variety of chips? So you have Irish potato, sweet potato, plantain, cassava, and the list goes on. So you put that there, right? So what are you doing? Who are you doing it for? So the who now will be your target audience. So you may simply say, I'm doing it on Wall Street, so it's whoever it is that is in the right. But maybe you might be catering. Yeah? So you might want to say, I am catering to private events, private dinners. I'm catering to the hoteliers. I'm catering to birthday parties, whatnot. So that is your product review. And your target audience, of course, the who of your business. Who it is you're providing for. Who do you intend to buy? Trevor has a question.
What is some information that people put in a plan that can affect approval? Or what are no-nos? I find Trevor sticking on that bank thing.
Trevor is speaking to the banker.
Got really bit to answer that question for you.
Well,
Yes,
it goes back to what we were discussing earlier about the viability of the business. At the end of the day, the institution is looking at the viability of the project. They're looking at your plan to see how you'll be executing this idea, and it has to be viable, it has to be profitable, because you have to cover your overheads. You have to have a return that is able to to pay back your loan, all these things. So I don't think there's any one particular thing, unless you're including inside there some illegal activity, right? Something prohibited by law. I don't foresee that if you include certain information that would really spell doom and gloom. If you put inside it that the business is not profitable or is not viable, well, then you know for sure. But you shouldn't even go before the financial institution with that.
It was the time.
Yeah. Yeah. So I hope that answers the questions.
And that brings me to the very next point. Thank you for that introduction, which would have been, or which is, the financials or your funding request. Yeah. So in your business plan, because again we're looking at the thought that you're going to an investor, and again remember, the investor can be an actual investor, somebody want to put in money there, or it can be a financial institution. So you need to outline, what are you asking of the investor? How much funds are required? What are you going to use it for? Do you have any equity, right? And equity here means what the owner owns, or what belongs to the owner of the business after all the liabilities or everything that you owe is taken care of. So somebody may have a buying amount, so that could be your equity. So you may say, okay, I'm starting my business, I have $25,000, this is what I have, I'm going to the bank for $50,000. So that $25,000 would be your equity, because it belongs to you. Right? You do not owe anything on that. So that's your equity. So in your financial plan, within the business plan, you would want to make that clear. And of course, you want to add in your financial projections as to how much do you think the business will earn or make over a particular period of time, usually 3 to 5 years. Usually it's 3 to 5 years, and that really is where the viability of the business will be seen, as Gap spoke about just a few minutes ago.
Yeah, I was just going to add, so it's not, as you're talking about the equity, I believe there are other things you can use just the same as equity. If you have insurance and you have a life insurance per se with cash value on it.
Cash value, yeah.
Most banks, that cause them to smile, so you should. Or if you want a piece of land or something that is freehold, I think that can also be, yeah. And as you were speaking to, I was just like thinking at the same time. That's why the plan is important, because you would know what you need even before you think your idea is as big as you think it is. So writing the plan or getting the plan done is an opportunity for you to, dig deep into what you're thinking about and to see how feasible it is and if it can become a reality.
So true.
Yeah.
So true. Sometimes. Go ahead.
Sorry. But just to add also, investors love to see that you have something in it to lose, right? Okay. Or that you're bringing something to the table.
That's right.
Investors will be a bit more hesitant or stand backish. I'm trying to look for the right word there. Right, but they would be more hesitant to invest in your idea if you don't have nothing, you're not putting up anything in it. Right? If this business goes flop in the next 2 to 3 years and the investor is the one that only stands to lose, chances are they might say, no, this is too risky for me.
Because you having a stake or the equity in the business means that you believe in the business.
So with that, would you guys agree with me to say that owning a business is not for everybody?
No,
Yeah,
it
that's true.
isn't. And
It
we,
isn't.
we spoke about that last week.
Yeah.
We spoke
Yeah.
about that last week, especially if it is that you're going to be a sole trader. Every single thing, the good, the bad, the ugly, it's all on your shoulders. You are the one that is bearing that cross. So it isn't for everybody. Some people, and for many reasons, some people do not have the passion for it. Some people do not have the personality for it. Some people do not have the qualification, the experience. Some people do not have the energy. So it may be a number of reasons why, but the bottom line is, and not just business, but everything is not for everybody.
Yeah.
Because I'm not sure that I want to sit where you are sitting now, Sabi.
Why not? It's not for you.
I don't think it is.
You prefer this side of the table.
Well, I won't use the word prefer.
Come on, you're doing a wonderful job. Stop it.
All right. So can we move on to the next thing that you add in your business plan?
Let's go.
All right. So you need to have your marketing plan. Yes. So once you... Oh, and let me state that though I am listing them, there isn't really any particular order other than the executive summary. So you put the executive summary first, because remember we said it is the back of the book, the cover, or the trailer of a movie. So for the people who like to read, when you pick up a book, you read the back. I like to read, I do that. I don't watch movie trailers because I find there's just too much information in them. But I know it's kind of funny. I like to read. When I pick up a book, I go to the back cover. Yes, but I don't watch the movie trailers. So if the movie trailer is your thing, if the book is your thing, then that's how you need to think of your business summary. And then everything else, when coming to order, or actually you may want to put the business summary right after. But after that, everything is fair game. Yes, in terms of the order. So your marketing plan is going to be a lot. Marketing in itself is a lot. But there are some key things that your investor is going to look for. So for example, the marketing situational analysis. How does the market look? And this is the entire market. We're speaking about chicken and chips, so let's look at the chicken and chips market. How does the market look? How much people in all of Grenada, Carriacou, PT, Martinique is selling chicken and chips? Where does the chicken come from? How does the chicken on the island look in terms of the amount, in terms of the need, in terms of the demand? So that is your market analysis or situation analysis. Let's talk about the potato, the seasoning, all of these things. So there are a number of things that's going in the market that's going to affect your business. And this here will be your market analysis, right? Then you need to look at your competition. If you're going on Wall Street and sell chicken and chips, you're going to have a lot of competition. How many people are selling chicken and chips on Wall Street?
Three. Yeah.
And who's the biggest competition? You need to know that.
The Indian.
Why are they?
No.
The one in the yellow bus.
The boss.
And the yellow bus?
The one in the yellow bus. Yeah.
What you guys don't get, the Indian is there every night.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
So
the one in the yellow bus.
The Indian smart. That's his edge. He found his niche. When they are not there, I'm gonna eat.
He's gonna be there.
I'm going to be there.
So that's when he's making his money, and when they are there, he's not getting anything.
Mine
That's the
for
thing.
Well,
them,
then that's
he made it
fine.
really,
That works for
That
him.
works for
When
him.
the
Maybe
competition comes
that
out-
is his differentiation.
Probably.
Yeah.
You understand?
Because when the competition comes out,
Right. So why are they your competition? Maybe you can look at what are they doing that I need to be doing, or what are they not doing that I need to be doing. Yes, because remember, at the end of the day, you want to have the upper hand on your competitors.
yeah.
So in writing your business plan, you are forced to think about all these things, and that is if you want an in-depth plan. All right. your marketing objectives. What do you really want to come out of this? Do you want to have, for example, Facebook followers or likes? Do you want people to visit your website? Do you want 10,000 people to know about your business by the end of the year? You write down your objectives, right? You have your controls. What is it that you're going to use to control the way that things are happening for your marketing? Maybe you might have a marketing plan. That may be a control, because if you have a plan, you should not be doing anything outside of your plan. So that is a control. Maybe you might have a marketing budget. If you have a budget, you should not be going above your budget in any way. That in itself is a control, right? You need your marketing mix. In the beginning, a couple years ago, it used to be the 4 P's of marketing. I think now it has moved all the way to the 6 and 7 P's. I'm going to try to tell you what they are, but I'm uncertain that I remember them all. But it has to do with place. So the first P is place. Have you ever heard location?
Yeah.
Where are you? Where is your product? What supermarkets are they in? What shelves are they on? Is it a place where it's at my eye level? Because listen, when I'm going in the supermarket, I'm not bending down to find nothing. Anything that is somewhere by my knee, I guarantee you I didn't see it. Is it only me? Is it only me? I don't
can't
usually.
think about what is fine down there, boy.
I bananas,
Right?
Nah, boy, garbage bag.
garbage bags.
But not in the supermarket I go to. I don't think it's
I
down
think
there.
garbage bag.
Well, you see,
But
it depends on what you go looking for.
no, but you understand what I'm saying.
But if something is to catch your eyes, then obviously, because supermarkets is a very funny place.
Yeah.
You would walk
There
in
is
there.
a psychology in that too.
That's the idea. And so placement is very important. I guess that's what you're getting at.
Place.
Oftentimes I go
yes.
to the supermarket to buy bread alone, and I come back out with other things, cheese and fruits, and So my strategy when I go to the supermarket, as we on that real quick,
Get a list.
if I'm just picking up something, I don't grab no basket. My
Yeah,
hands
just
full,
that.
I have no room for nothing again. I have no choice than to go to the counter and pay for my thing. You understand? But from the time I pick up a basket and I have money in my pocket, or I have my ATM card or my debit card, I'm going to see things I need for my house.
Yeah, there's a whole psychology in there in the supermarket, how the shelves are packed and all of that. And this is a whole class for itself. So let's not go there.
Yeah,
so the place, like you rightly said, the placement is important.
But that was part of the supermarket plan. Probably they know it or they don't know it. I'm not
They
sure
know
if
it.
they do.
They do know it.
So I see.
They know it.
So
They know
when
it.
they were writing their plan, they say, okay, we're going to put the bread here and the eggs right here, but the
They
cheese
know it.
right next door.
It's called consumer behavior.
Yeah.
Because you act a particular way. So the marketers, and here we're speaking about the supermarket people, the marketers know exactly what you should be smelling, what you should be seeing, what you should be touching. You understand? It's not by chance the chocolates and the mints and the chewing gums are by the cashier.
Yeah. Even
You're in the line.
Even the drinks.
Everything, right?
Yeah.
It's called consumer behavior. It tells you how people act, why do they act that way, and how you respond when they do. Right? So when you go to the supermarket, there is a way that you walk around the supermarket in the particular aisles, which aisle you go to first, and all of these things. And some people do it. I do it religiously. It doesn't matter what I go in the supermarket to get. I go through the aisles in a particular fashion.
Guys, I never heard that one yet.
No, but it's a true thing. You study that when you do marketing,
Okay.
really in-depth marketing. It's psychology, right? So we spoke about the placement. We were looking at the marketing mix. We just went all over the place.
Yeah.
But we were speaking about the marketing mix, and one of the P's is the place, right? Another one would be price. Are you selling your product at the right price? How did you come up with your price? Yes? Let me hasten to say the price of your product and the cost of your product, it is not the same. The cost is everything that you put into it in order to get it to go to the market, that you can sell it. The price would be what is paid for it. So some people, and there are different ways that you could price your product, which is a whole other thing that we don't need to get into. But the most popular one will be basically the cost versus the price. How much did I put into this? How much do I want to make from it? So when you're doing your costing, for example, you would look at all your raw materials. It costs you $50. Okay. You need to look at your gas. If you're making a cake, you need to look at your gas. You need to look at all the ingredients, all these things. Time. Don't forget to cost your time.
Very important.
Time is money. And then at the end of the day, you can say, okay, this cake is costing me $100. What am I going to sell it for? Meaning, how much do you want to make from it? Do you want to make an extra $10? Fine, you sell it for $110. Right? So our price is another one of your P's. Right? Another P would be people. Do you have the right people around you, your staff? Right? And like I said, the P's have graduated from 4 to about 7. So there is also physical evidence. Maybe every business, some businesses are online, so maybe the physical evidence would just be what you're seeing on your computer screen and whatnot. But you need to have, the bottom line is that you need to have the right marketing mix. You can take a little time, Google it, it's all there. And you can take some time to understand what it means, how it can be applicable to you and your business. So all of that will be included in your marketing plan. And of course, what I'm giving here is the Cliff Note version because it's a lot of information. But again, another Google search could help you determine what you want to put in your business plan. Right? So that was marketing in a nutshell. The next thing would be operations and management. Every single business has an operation plan. Your operation plan will be, how do I get my product or my service to my customer? Yes? So from the very beginning, all the steps involved in getting your product or service to your customer would be your operations plan. Do you have a strategy? How it is that you're going to do it? If it is that you are, what is it? If it is that you're running a radio station, here we go, not barbecue and chicken and chips. If it is if it is that you're in a radio station, how do you get your sound across the airwaves? What are the processes involved in that? That would be your operations, right? Some people have a lot of technology in their operations, so you might want to include a technology plan because it's important. So some things are automated. Automation deals with technology. Maybe you have some CSR system or something of the sort. You might want to add something along that line in your operations plan so that the technology is clearly understood.
God, but she says she don't know much about radio, but I think she sounds like a pro.
She doesn't like to toot her horns.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Very humble girl.
Yeah.
And of course, your supply chain. Every business has a supply chain. So again, your supply chain would be every single thing that you need to do or every single process that takes you to your end product. So maybe it will be procurement, yeah? In order for you to be able to have this interview right now, you needed a mixer, right? You needed mics, you needed headphones. So you had to procure those. Where is your warehouse? How do you store your things? All of that would be included in your operations. And now we're looking at management. Who are your managers? How many managers do you need? And when I ask who, I'm not necessarily saying, okay, you should be putting in your business plan that Garth St. Bernard will be our finance manager and Mr. Jensen Sabazan, I hope I said your name right, will be our chief technology officer or whatnot. You may if you wish. But the idea of the management is to ensure that you have the right departments. So when you think of your business, you should be thinking, what areas or what departments are necessary for my business? Do you need facilities? Do you need operations? Do you need human resource? Do you need finance? Do you need marketing? Do you need... Every business in every sector will be something different. So if you're running a health facility, for example, you may consider having a manager of health services. Yes? If it is that you are doing, what's another business? Recycling. You might want to consider having somebody on your management team, maybe your operations manager, who is someone who is versed in renewable energy or circular economy or something along that line. So that's what I mean when I speak about who's your management team, right? Then you need to look at staff. How many staff? How many people? And what are the roles they're going to be taking up? So if you need 5 nurses in your healthcare business, then 5 nurses, you should have space for 5 nurses on your organizational chart. Do you need a nursing supervisor who's going to report to the chief nursing officer? Probably. The names are not important now, but what is important is the makeup of the organization, that you have the right people in the right places. Not just having the right people, but they need to be in the right places. We don't want a situation of square pegs in wrong hole. Right people in the right places. They are using their skills and qualification in the right way, because you could have some very good people, but if they are positioned in the wrong place, they will be ineffective.
That's true.
And you want to have a business, so you don't want to.
And
Thank you. Just get the wrong person. It's going to cost you a lot of money. A lot of money you're going to be wasting.
Thank you.
Find your business just being stagnant, no growth.
Exactly.
So again, plan is very important.
Exactly. And that's why you're having your business plan. That's all of this, right? So these are the main things. Some people will include exit strategies in their business plan. If it is that you no longer want to do this business, you no longer want to be a part of it, what are your plans for getting out? Let us remember that more than likely you have invested some years into that business. You probably still have a business loan on that business. You probably still have not given the investor all his investments. You haven't repaid it as yet, right? So what's the exit strategy? There are a number of ways that you can do that. Some businesses are healthy, so you can find a health option. Some not so much, so you might be looking at solvency or liquidation or whatever the case may be. But some, you may have partners that they can buy you out. Some, you may be looking at, maybe there are a lot of different options. Yes, maybe I think it's an IPO. You can try that. An IPO is selling the stock publicly, so you have owners from the public who's not involved in the business, right? So you can look at that option. So some people will include the exit strategies in their business plan, and you can do that too. Some will do a growth plan. You do not expect your business to remain a micro business or a small business forever. It's going to grow. What are your plans? So for example, maybe you start off with one barbecue stand.
She was just laughing before.
And yeah, because I know I was coming with the barbecue. And your growth plan will be to have a barbecue stand by every bus shed in Grenada,
Yeah.
or every junction in Grenada. So that would be in your growth plan. So you can include that. Maybe you have a retirement home. Maybe your growth plan can include having a healthcare facility on the compound to take care of your residents. So you could include a growth plan in your business plan. And then, of course, last, but I'm sure it's not least, because I'm sure there are many other things that you could put in your business plan.
Just before you go there, my mind like kind of stuck at the exit strategy, and there are those you can plan for. But what about like when those you don't plan for, like death or sicknesses or things of that nature?
Well, hopefully your insurance has your insurance take care of that. Or maybe it can be a situation where you have a will, so you can pass it on to the generations, right? That's why you see, now we're going to a whole different thing.
No, it's planning like safety
planning.
net for-
Succession planning,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
You have succession planning, but that's within the business, but you can also do it within your family. But it's also important for you to make these decisions while you're alive.
Right.
So maybe you may have a second signatory or something of the sort that can do business on your behalf. You can also, there are ways that these things can happen. There is a power of attorney and all these things.
Yeah.
Does power of attorney work with businesses as well?
Not sure.
I'm
Possibly.
uncertain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Possibly.
Okay.
Possibly.
Right. So then, what you need to do as you are alive, you put these things in place.
Yeah, because business can be interrupted when what we call an insurance, when the key person or key man is affected. There's so much that individual bears on their shoulder.
Yes.
In their absence, the business could cease to continue. You could start losing a lot of money. So again, based on the nature of your business, and even for self-employed, persons who
Mostly
own
for
small
self-employed,
businesses, so to
yes.
speak, it is important that you have some form of insurance for a rainy day. I mean, NIS is not enough. Seriously. So if you know how much you're making and NIS is going to pay you, but when you're not working comparing to what you get in your salary, comparing to what NIS is paying you, is not going to be enough. So you need to have something else to take care of you there. Yeah. You can check out
Agreed.
Easy Brokerage Services. Yeah, you can give you a little, heads up on
A
that.
nice quote
Yeah.
and advice. But just to add also, correct me if I'm wrong, but there is also Keyman's Insurance.
Yeah. That's what I was
Right.
alluding to. The Keyman's Insurance.
So there's Keyman Insurance that that main player
main
that,
person. Yeah.
that they can come and they can take out, right?
Yeah,
As
and
a
then-
safeguard.
Yeah, and it's basically so. And the thing about the Keyman's Insurance, as we are on it, just allow us, Chrissy. It is that you see that key person in the business, their skills, the expertise. 6 months without them in the business, the employees could suffer.
Yeah.
So you want to have something that could still bring, much as if they die, that's when it's even worse. Because the key man insurance definitely is for when the person is out of the picture altogether. So there are other options that you can get to besides that. Life insurance for when the major player, the CEO or whoever it is, dies. Alright? So yeah, you can definitely,
Make the plans while you're
While you're
alive and
alive.
healthy
Yeah.
and in good mind, sound mind,
yeah.
so that the business doesn't suffer should something happen. Unfortunate.
Yeah. So that key man insurance is mainly for not necessary for self-employed people. Self-employed people may need to buy disability insurance because now you or loss of income, because that's your threat right there. That's we were talking about in the SWOT analysis, like what's the threat, and that's one of the threat. So you are the main person in the business, and Nobody else can do what you're doing because all your whole life, as Chrissy said earlier on, it depends on you. And something happens to you, like let's say you get a cut under your foot or some kind of thing like that, and it's so bad that you can't walk. Yeah, you can't. I mean, thank God these days we have technology, but it's only so much you can do, right? And you're limited in some way, and you're losing income. So you need to, have the appropriate. Just today I was thinking about that, God.
The funny thing you said, you said you have technology, and my mind suddenly went to my favorite business, the barbecue stand and the hair salon.
Yeah,
I'm not so sure how technology is gonna help you there. I'm just do your hair over Zoom.
It's probably time that we incorporate technology into these.
God.
So you want to explain to me how your hairdresser is going to do your locks over Zoom?
Hold on. Let me just have an idea. Let me hear that.
It might not be that she's doing it over, the platform, but, we can have a Zoom consultation call.
There you go.
I can be live streaming my barbecue stand so persons can select their chicken before they come, and I put it aside. Like, you want it well done, let me get a piece over in the corner there. Yeah, we had a
your imagination running really far right now.
He'll definitely be doing that logs by himself. His hairdresser will be talking to him.
I'm imagining it with you,
Imagine you could just sign on to my live stream and you could see
order your barbecue live.
It's like, what? I'm on a chicken, I'm on a pork, I'm on a fish.
Yeah.
Alright.
I'm looking
Put
at the
aside
process.
That piece of chicken right there, that's what I'm coming for.
You understand? We're watching how, and it's not a secret. You can see how everything is being done.
Yeah.
You're seeing the entire process. Like, who does that? Nobody. So you just never know.
Differentiation.
Experience. And it's an experience as well.
And it has somebody in the background taking the contacts and so on, and you're taking the orders.
Yeah. Interacting with your customers.
You see, girl?
So that's an idea for someone.
Facebook, bro.
That's an idea for someone out there.
Listen, everything that exists now was at one point impossible.
Yeah.
So when I say that, I said it all, God.
Yeah.
But it is happening. For example, I was speaking to someone in the US and they're involved in telemedicine. During the COVID period, persons were not able to go out. So there were platforms that persons were able to sign on to and meet with their doctors. And the doctors, through technology, through the computer system, was able to interact with their clients and even make prescriptions and diagnosis without the persons actually coming in to a physical space.
Yeah, and I've seen persons selling clothes and so on and jewelry on Facebook.
Yeah. So there you go.
You may have an idea to sell a barbecue or the chips or so and chicken on Facebook. Yeah.
All right.
Maybe you should experiment on that one. Just pass by a guy with a grill and see what happens.
And drop a live stream.
That's what you call Chrissy, which one in all the steps falls, like if you're doing what you gathering information, or you call that
market research?
Yeah. To see how people respond.
Right. So that is when you're putting together your business idea. But in your market research, which thank you, because it brought me to my very next point, that what should be included in your business plan. In your market research, you may have done some surveys or something of the sort, right? You would want to include that in your plan, so that your investors can see that you indeed did do your research. So that would go in your appendix or your appendices, if you're looking at the plural form. So you put in your market research, whether you want to call it a feasibility study, whether you want to call it a survey or whatever the case may be, you put that in there so it can be seen. Include your SWOT analysis also. Remember we spoke about the SWOT analysis. Some people would call it an environmental scan because you can scan the environment using multiple tools. The SWOT analysis that's just one of the ways that you can do that. So you would want to include that. You may want to include the CVs of your management team because you may already know who they are. So you can include their CV so that your investor feels comfortable. That, this one has experience here. Okay, maybe he's good there, you know, and
Competency.
understand who your team will be
Yeah.
and know that their money is safe. Right?
So this aspect, when the investor or when clients, because some of the information of such you tend to make public to people, so that you can give them that kind of confidence that the team that is serving them, if it's a service you're offering or if it is a product you're selling, is not novice preparing your barbecues, persons who well understand,
Experienced.
texture of chicken, what kind of temperature to put on that fire, so that you get the right tenderness, and you understand. So
What's the meaning of well done
Yeah.
and not overly done?
Mm-hmm. You understand?
For our barbecue is burnt.
But they ain't no well done and overly
All
done.
we
It's
know is
burnt. Burnt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta get
Right.
black.
So
Yeah.
you include all of that in your appendices. And of course, if you have plans, when I say plans, I mean probably construction plans.
Okay.
You want to put that in there. If you have pictures,
Right.
you want to put that in there. Because remember, at the end of the day, your aim is to get the buy-in for your business
Yeah.
from your investors. So you give them all information, and I was going to say necessary information, but maybe to you it may be unnecessary, but to them it will be a key piece of information.
Yeah, that's a
So you
picture.
give them all the information that you can. They will mine the data and determine whether or not that works for me or whatnot, but give them all the information so that they can buy into your business, and that you can get the financing that you need, and that you can prove the viability of your business. Because remember, the viability is what is important.
Yeah.
So persons, you should, the business idea you're saying should give not just the person or the owner of the business a vivid picture of what they are doing or what they're looking towards, because it's like projecting, right? A lot of the times it's not only what is being done, but you're trying to get somewhere. As you say, it's a plan, right? So the plan is to get from point A to B to C, D, wherever you go. But also someone else reading your business plan could see vividly where you're getting, where you're going.
And how you're going about
Yeah.
doing it.
Yeah.
Because it's hard to buy into what you don't understand.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're going to a loan officer, the loan officer evidently needs to understand what it is that you're speaking about.
Right.
So that is important. So you include everything that you need to do. Well, that you need to. So you include everything and you make it so that your business is understood and that you prove its viability.
Yeah. All
Right.
questions are answered.
All right.
There may
Sounds
still
good.
be some questions,
Well,
but even if the question isn't answered in the business plan and you are asked, you should be able to answer it readily. Don't sound as if,
sure.
I don't know, I didn't think about that. Oh, I didn't think about this.
yeah. And
Yes.
I don't want us to get away again, but a lot of people that prepare business plans and they don't really, they just get the business plan prepared, but they don't understand the business plan.
And they don't follow it. Mhm.
You understand? They don't understand it. They're not sure what they're inside there, and they don't follow it.
Yeah. I was reviewing part of my plan today, and I saw something. It's like, oh, this needs to change. Yeah, because this not gonna happen. Based on the current climate, this is not gonna happen the time I had planned for it to happen. So
Right.
I have to push this back
Right.
another year or so.
And remember,
know?
we said that in the beginning, your business plan may change for a
Yeah.
number of reasons.
Yeah.
But what it is that you don't want is to have a complete different, although it may be fine, but I don't necessarily think you want to start one place and end up with a total different
thing.
business.
Yeah.
Create a new business
Well,
plan. then.
timeline basically, we could understand, because there are a lot of things that can cause your timelines
Right.
to could affect your timeline. So you may think 6 months from now you should accomplish that, and there are unforeseen things that pops up, and
And you had to push it
wow, you
back.
just can't do it. It's just
True.
impossible. So you had to push it back another 6 months.
Diversification also is okay, because you may need to diversify.
Right.
The thing is, and I think a lot of businesses are at risk for that, the trends on the market. We need to be very careful about the trends.
Okay.
We can find ourselves starting a business to create fulfill a need based on a trend. But how long does the trend last?
Yeah.
Will your business be able to move on to the next trend?
Right.
Will you be able to survive it? If you can, then by all means.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you're going to invest in this trend, and then 2 months down the road, nobody don't want to see this item on.
Right.
You know?
But
Nobody interested in this.
you need to be able to put yourself in that position to jump on the next bandwagon, so to
Yeah.
speak. Because
Yeah.
if that is what you're going to do, then you may as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if that's just it, if at least you know it before you do it, so when it happens, it's like you had planned for it. Unlike you didn't know what's going to happen, and then you're in there, and then today you're doing well. And here's the thing: you're making long-term decisions in a temporary situation,
Yeah.
and then you something happened, and it's like, and then all the money you're gonna take, now you end up with this big loan that you can't even pay.
And that's why diversification is
And
key
you're going to
here.
get no begging. Well, give me a little moratorium, or you call it, or give me a brick now.
Give me a brick.
Give me a brick.
Yeah. Things ain't going as planned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I can also think about why, and it's important to have a business plan, and doing your research on whatever it is you're doing, because you may get into something, and it could be a very lucrative area. So you need to see how you need to find your edge. And when you're writing a business plan, the questions, if you're not the one writing it, because at the same time you could I believe you could contact Chrissy, and she could actually charge you to do a business plan. I'll show her prices, or you could also contact our friends at friend at Excelsior. Yeah, you could check her out, and she also is going to help you, with that. So, the point I'm making is,
we're giving you a business idea there.
well, I'm not sure if she took it already. I mean, she knows so much, so definitely, So, the point I'm making is that when you're being questions, because God, when I was doing my business plan, it wasn't that long ago, and I've been in business a while, and some questions I was like, what? I never thought about this. I never thought about that.
And that's what happens.
Yeah, but what I can say, the experience, not having the plan and having a summary to start, and then writing the plan 4 or 5 years after, the experience helped the process. Yeah, so being in the market and just gaining stuff, it really helped. Yeah. Question there?
Okay, Kingdom Ride, send us a WhatsApp.
The Kingdom Ride needs her service.
Kingdom Ride.
Kingdom Ride, you
Ride
can
will
send
give
us
you
a
her number.
WhatsApp 403-1031.
Yeah.
We'll get your number, and
what
we
Kingdom
will.
Ride is, man. Don't worry.
We will. We know him. We know him.
Yeah.
Oh, we know him. Oh, we'll call you.
She'll call you. She'll call you. So
Yeah.
Chrissy, and I know it's past the hour, right? But apart from the points that we discussed, is there anything else that we need to include inside there?
I don't know. I don't know if I can think of anything. I'm sure there are, and it could be based on your type of business.
Business.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because
Go ahead.
no, as you said, that it just struck me, because for example, like if you are in production, for example, let's say you're making some sort of food from some agricultural product.
Agro-processing.
Yeah, you may just need to go through the bureau standard for some reason. So again, like just a quick example, as God asked the question, they may just be that type of things. If it has to do with food and beverages, you may need to get some form of license or some kind of thing.
Food handler certificate.
Yeah.
But the question is, though, do you have to include that in your business plan?
When you're coming for financing, I believe they would like to know that your products are tested,
Yeah.
and approved.
Okay, so it should be clearly stated in the business plan that I have gone to the Bureau of Standards and
done
I.
testing.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
you know
okay.
the shelf life of your
Okay.
your product.
Okay.
Because you know when people making CMOS, for example, bring it in the supermarket, he stays there 12 weeks. Nobody can buy it, and all of a sudden somebody come buy it, and after they buy it, it just die. You see me? It just die. So,
Did you buy Simmons after 12 weeks?
no, I have a friend that actually does that type of business, and he actually had to go through that process.
Yeah.
And the brewer had to test it to see the shelf
The shelf
life
life.
and all
Right.
that. So that's where that one
right,
came from.
right,
I didn't get
right.
that. I didn't get
Okay.
that.
So I'm sure all of these would fit into one of
makes
those broad categories
Right.
Yeah.
that we spoke about earlier, probably operations.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Yeah, so when you speak about the different aspects in your operation, you would want to give some details
Okay, lovely.
about them.
Lovely,
yes.
lovely. So there you had it, guys. What to include in your business plan, and we did tell you it was going to be a lot of information. And the good thing is,
It's
you can
recorded.
go back and view it on our YouTube page, Hope FM Grenada. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our social media pages so you can get the notifications whenever we go live. All right, so there you had it. We had Chrissy, that's a radio name, right? Chrissy, we had her today, and the good thing is we have one more week with her.
Yep.
So next week she will be back, and we'll be diving further into the belly of the beast when it comes to well, we discussed developing the idea. We look at the plan. So I think we could pivot from there and
Now that you have the business,
execution.
What
What is it, Sabi?
Well, executing.
Yeah.
Chrissy,
Oh,
Chrissy will
yeah.
give that.
We'll
She cannot put
confirm-
us on the spot, but
We'll
that was our defense strategy. Got she's learning very fast.
We'll confirm the topic or which aspect of the business we're gonna be looking at next week. So don't forget to stay tuned to Hope. Lord, I got to say Hope Amplified and a boy.
To the money talk.
Money
I can't
talk,
wait for
money-
Thursday. I can't
money
wait for
talk,
Thursday.
money
I can't wait
talk.
for Thursday. The money talk.
Money talk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any closing words as before we go, Chrissy?
I don't have any. I'm just waiting to call Kingdom, right?
Oh, okay. Sabi, we need to have an insurance talk, boy.
Yeah.
A couple things came up here that I find I think I need to get more information on, but we'll discuss that.
Yeah.
But special good night to all the persons that have been locked on for the program. Those on the listening via the radio frequency 103.1. Good night to you. Hope you had a blessed day. Hope you had a blessed afternoon, and do have a blessed night. Those on our website hopefmgrenada.com, and those on the social media live stream. Andre, we saw you on. Andre, don't forget me when you have your training coming up here, man.
Hi, Andre.
I need to learn how to cook.
Andre is very good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I need
Yes.
to
We need
yeah.
Andre on Team Family program.
I need to develop
Soon.
my cooking skills.
I know, right?
So
I know,
probably Money Talk can have Andre as a guest and probably have him make something.
Andre, you hear
You know, Andre, I'm sorry.
Chrissy,
The thing is, I tend to kind of get Andre into positions where he just has to say yes.
that? Right.
But at the same time, I have him diversifying.
Okay, lovely.
Yeah, and that's like
He can
that's
testify.
what God spoke about earlier on in terms of adding this component to your business, the social side of things, the social media, the technology that's available currently. You know, so much persons do some amazing things, but nobody knows about
Yeah.
it. So that's a way to expose yourself.
But Andre is very good. I needed something, and I called him and said, "So listen, I know you don't do this, but."
Yeah.
He's like, "Oh, sure, I can do that for you."
Yeah.
And
Make
it
that
was
happen.
excellently done.
Nice. We had Andrew on, Pearl, Trevor, good night, Kingdom
Good
Bride.
friend.
Trevor.
Good night to Nautica.
Hello, Nautica.
Nautica was
Yes,
on
Nautica
as
was
well.
on very early.
Yeah. Nautica is
yeah.
family. She's all the way in Canada.
Hi, Nautica. Nice to
God.
have you.
Boy, tomorrow, God's willing, as we're here.
What's on?
What's happening
What's
tomorrow?
happening?
Tomorrow, it's all about the Hope Drive, brand new program.
Nice.
Yeah, and brand new co-hosts on the inside.
Hey.
So this one is going to be inspirational, motivational. And we see our tagline is motivation and inspiration for any day. So if you need some motivation, you can check me out on the Hope Drive every Wednesday. Yeah, and my friend Carrie Ann. Alright, God. So I'm excited. Tomorrow we're discussing overcoming obstacles. Yeah. So guys, you have opportunity to tune in tomorrow at 7 to 9. Yeah.
Everyday motivation and inspiration. What the Hope
Oh,
Drive
the hook.
is what
motivation
exactly?
and inspiration for every day, for any day.
So what is this music? Is this talking?
It's a combination of things. So
Okay.
it's music, video, discussion, prayer. It's a
Okay.
number of things. So Chrissy,
Got
I'm
it.
looking for you tomorrow since you're asking. All right, and then show Chrissy that you get the notification. Got a one that she I ain't see she name pop up yet. Anyway, that's
Yeah.
not off here.
Yeah, we'll discuss that. with her
Yeah.
after.
Yeah, God, look at her face.
Yes, but guys, it was a pleasure being here with
It
you.
was.
We encourage you to continue to listen to the various programming, pumping through the airways from Hope FM. And as usual, we covet your prayers as we continue to strive to grow our coverage throughout the Tri-Island state.
Amen.
All right. So have a blessed night, everyone.
God bless
Good
you.
night.
Good
Thank
night.
you again, Chrissy.
Anytime.
All right.